Hello everybody. Right, I did a video a while back now, and it was how to talk money in Cockney. And that was when I was on the market, so I used to be a market trader, and then I stopped being a market trader and started becoming a courier driver, and that's what I do videos about now. But strangely enough, my second ever rated viewed video is how to talk money in Cockney. I also did another one which is how to count to 1 to 10 in Cockney, but I did one, and as a result of which I'm often getting comments turning up and it says you missed one, and it says, you know, you call £1,000 a bag of sand grand. Nobody does this. Now, I know a load of you are going to be screaming, going, no, that ain't right, Pete. We do it all the time. But let me just explain myself. Now, firstly, the thing about talking Cockney is you don't have to, there's no dictionary. There's no sort of like, you actually, it is apples and pears. When we talk about stairs and pears, that's absolute nonsense. In the same way, language exists in a context, not a vacuum. We don't, but you know, like you see Shakespeare, and you used to do it at school, and you used to go, this is rubbish, why can't they talk properly? 400 years, about 500 years ago, that was talking properly. That was talking like normal. Language evolves. Cockney's the same. So maybe around the turn of the century, like in the 1900s, people might have gone, oh, apples, peelers. We don't do that no more. Also, like other language, it's got its own little pockets. So if you've got slang in Newcastle, it's not the same slang that's used in London. If you refer to a stotty cake in London, no one's going to know what you're talking about. If I've talked myself in a corner now, but you know there are certain things that are gutties. Apparently, as trainers up in Glasgow, they call gutties. Do we do it down here? Not so much. Down here, it's dinner. Well, it's the last minute of the day. Up there, it's tea. It's different for people, and you can have your own language. One of the guys actually said on the channel, it evolves. He said for £1,000, for a little while, we were calling it a Jeffrey. After Jeffrey Archer, who decided to pay off some bird £1,000 in a brown paper envelope to keep himself strong. So it changes. And everyone's got their own favourite ones. My mate Lawrence, who does the towels, he always used to call customers Hillmans. Because he's like, Hillman Hunter, punters. So that worked for him. In our little group, he'd go, I've got Hillmans. I'd know what he was talking about. I will come to the point, by the way. Also, when we used to work Church Street, we used to call all the fruit traders on Church Street Market used to refer to £50 note as a McGarrett. Stephen McGarrett, a Y50. You got a 50, you got a McGarrett. They're the only people that I've known that actually did that, to be honest with you. But come into the bag of sand thing. So, that's make me on that. The two reasons you're mainly going to use Cockney now are either if you're talking about something that's crass or money. Because money's kind of crass. People don't really want to kind of talk money. So if you say, and you've got to bear in mind, as I said, it's in a context. So you say, I'm going for a pony. That means you're going to the toilet. That's pony and trap, not pony as in 25 quid. That's pony and trap. You can do the best. But so, or if you're talking about money, how much money do you say? How was your day? How'd you go? You go, oh, monkey. Oh, I was 30 quid short of a loaf. Rather than turning around and saying, I took £370, which is a bit, people don't really like talking about money. You go, 30 quid short of a loaf. That's why when it was me and my dad, that's how we used to do it. And also, the thing you've got to bear in mind about Cockney rhyming slang is you never use both words. Where are you going? I'm going up the apples and pears. Because that's tantamount to telling people what it is. It's stairs, isn't it, really? People don't really refer to them as apples and pears anymore. You say, where are you going? Upstairs. So you'd only use the first one. So say, for example, I'm on a market, I'm going to see David Chris, and he turns around and he says, I'd say to him, you got a bag? I would expect him to hand me a carrier bag. I would expect him to think, Peter's got a customer coming up behind him and he hasn't got a carrier bag on him, so I'm going to give him one of my carrier bags so he can put some socks in the bag, sell and take the money. And also, it's just too generic. You would turn around to people and then you go, how much did you take? I took a bag. A bag? Bag of what? Bag of money? How much money was in the bag? No. Bag of sand. What are you paying him in sand for? It would just be too confusing. It's much easier. You turn around and say, grand. But this is why I use the one I like, which is, how much was it? If it was me and my dad, how was your day? I would just go, piano. and he would instantly know that I'd had a very good, well, I had a very reasonable day, depending on where I was. So that's why we, or you know, I would say that on the whole, you never refer to as a grand as a bag of sand. It's just too long, too convoluted, and too confusing. But I'm sure I'm going to get a million comments now going, no, we use it all the time. Well, if you do use it all the time, let me know in the comments. Have you used anything else all the time? I'd like to know if you know you got your own little ones. I might make a little video about it one day. In the meantime, I'm going to go back to making videos about driving a truck, which is what I do now. And you guys can take care and take money.